Okay, 2008 Kia Sedona. The passenger sliding door gets stuck. So let me try it and hopefully it, of course, it works then. And try it again. This time I'll press the button on the inside. It still works. Try one last time. There you go. Bells go off and it just stayed open. So it's very intermittent. And looks like there's a motor actuator somewhere in here, and we're gonna take it apart. Okay, first things first. Looks like everything's covered pretty well. So that must be all like snapping. So it looks like we can maybe put a little screwdriver here and start snapping this part off to see what we got. And then we'll look inside there. And then that probably might give us a little hint at what's going on in there. Okay, snaps right off. Looks like it's got a couple of these that hold it together. Okay, and then there's our first clue. Looks like a Phillips. We'll start going, getting closer. Okay, so we took that screw out, but before we get too far, this handle needs to come out. And the handle, it's got a little lock pin in there, and we have to take it out. And so I just hooked it with this little hook. It took a little while, and I'm prying it or pulling it down, and it's hard to do this with one hand, obviously. But once it comes out, then that should come out. So I'm gonna have to put the phone down and show you once I get it out. Okay, here's that pin that was locked in there, and I had to use this little tool. And actually I didn't like this one. There's one with the hook, and you basically you'll see it, you got to get in there and then you hook it and then you just bring it down. Once you bring it down, then this little piece just slides right out. So that's one of those tricks that this is hooking in. Can't do it the one on our hand again, but basically it's one of those locked thingies. Alright, so we'll continue here. Looks like it's looser, and see if we can get this off. Okay, definitely looser, but let's go in here. It's probably a screw in there, Phillips or something, and just there it is. Okay. Alright, let's take that off, and hopefully we're getting closer to getting in there. Alright, took that off. Now it should just be, yeah, it just comes right out. Alright. Put that away. Looks like in here. Looks like this is the area we need. This stuff, it's on every standard. I had a Hyundai, and it had the same thing. So pretty much all cars have this. So we're gonna take this off carefully because it's some kind of glue, and we always want to be able to paste it back so that, I guess, dust doesn't get into it. So we'll see if we can't get that back. We might have to remove this panel, and if we remove the panel, it looks like there's a screw here and probably underneath and onto the sides. So I'll let you know if I have to do that. But right now it looks like we're gonna go ahead and move this back. Yeah, I peeled it back, and you always want to wear gloves because this stuff is so sticky and it's really annoying. So I just get some disposable gloves and then just peel it back. It looks like I see one nut there and one here. and the part we want is in there. So it looks like we might have to take off the rest of the panel just to make it easier just to get in there. I'm not gonna just try to get in there. So alright, so we'll look for, use a Phillips for this one. And so there must be like in the back of the door and around the bottom, and just take it off. I'll let you know. Okay, working our way down. There's a screw here with a Phillips, and then I'm slowly prying it open. Looks like we have to get to the other side. There's probably, I'm guessing there's a screw there, which means I've started to pry this open, which is the same thing as the other side. And then after that, just use your hands and pop it right out. And I bet you there's, might have to get inside. And then I would guess that there's, I feel it somewhere in there. Yep, there it is. I'm gonna have to take that one out. And I'm wondering down the line, doesn't look like there's another one there. So, just work your way around and we gotta take those out. Okay, so, yep, I'm almost inside. I'm inside the van and I almost closed the door, but basically, there's 2 screws on the top, 2 on the bottom, and then pop it out and then just lift it up. And there the panel comes off, and now we got a very good look at what's inside. More gooey stuff. So, it's easy to take this panel off, and so it's probably worth it. And then we're gonna our goal is to get in there. Okay, there we have a good view of it now. Remember the gooey stuff, always use a glove and then just peel it back. Believe me, you don't want to get that on your hands. Okay, it looks like we have a bolt here, one here, maybe one over here. I seriously doubt that. Here, and then we have some hookups. Should be pretty easy to just press and pull. These little mechanisms. I'm sure I need a screwdriver to push that in there. And then pull it out, but if I have any trouble, I'll let you know. This looks pretty standard. Just pull and again, that looks standard of just pulling it out. Same thing here. Pull, and then I'll see if I have any trouble unhooking this or hooking it back up. But I might not even have to take this off. I might just loosen it and that might give enough play. But I'll take this off and see if I can pull that out, because I believe the Pyre one's in there and it's got, you can see a little Phillips sticking out there. There's no way to get to it until I move this down though. So it might just be shifting it down. Might not have to take these out at all, but I'll let you know as soon as I get to it. Okay, here's the verdict. This one, this one, this one, this one, and then it looks like it's very loose, and it looks like I just need to jiggle it and move it to the side and I'll be able to get to that. So those are the ones you need to take off. Again, this one, this one, this one, this one, no, not this one, that one was there already. Let's see if I pull it through. That one, that one, that one, that one. Haven't disconnected anything much. I can put these back. So it looks like I'm going to be able to get to it just like that. So I open this up and surprise, there was nothing there. So just going to have to keep removing the whole thing. So this just popped straight out. This one it was hooked up to this little thing here, and I had to bother with it a little while, like pull that back a little bit, but don't break it, and then pulled it back, and then this just fit right into it, and then popped it out. So these two are loose. Take my electricals off and it should come out. Okay, we're almost there, except we're stuck. There's no real way of taking this out. These electricals, be careful, you always break these, but basically you push that down, that releases and then pull it out. Same thing here, this one. This part, push it down with like a screwdriver and then it comes right out. So that's the good thing. Oh, it looks like I still have one here. That probably need to press this down. Oh no, that's part of the door. Okay, so you see how I can move it, but there's something attached here. And when I look inside, let's see if you can see it. It's hard to follow, but basically it goes behind here, and then I see it right over there. So we have to unhook that, and might be hard to get to. Oh, okay. And then looking at it right now, might have to remove this bar, whatever this bar is. Just like a little plastic bar, and it looks like it's just hooked up here and here. If I remove that little bar, then I'll be able to get to there to remove that. But it looks like it just slides out. I'll let you know. Okay, so the little bar came out. It's like a little plastic. Oh, it's for the window guide. I guess this the window slides through it to make sure. Okay. But now we should be able to get a good view. Okay, there's that cable. See this one? Okay. It should just pop out of here and then come straight out that way. So again, hard to do with one hand, but it looks like doesn't look like there's much to it. See? Looks like just slide that out and then slide that forward, and then that cable comes out and this whole unit should come out, and then we can take a look inside. Okay. That was the cable. It slid right out, and ta-da! Here it comes. Alright. Now it's time to find that actuator. And I have a suspicious feeling that that's got to be it. Those are gears, and then I see those are Phillips, and I see some electricity going to it. That's got to be it. So we'll take a look inside. Okay. I removed the screws, but just to let you know, and I'm filming this for my own sake, this was a different size. There's two different sizes, so this was the long one. It came out of here. It came out of here. See, these are bigger. And then, of course, this coming out of here. So those are the places where the big ones go. I'm sure you won't be able to fit them, but all right. Looks like it's a little sticky. I'm gonna have to put a screwdriver in there and actually pop it off. I'll let you know how it looks inside. Okay, took it off, and there it is. That's the guy. We want to just something sharp underneath it, and then just pop. It should just pop right out. I don't see anything holding it down. There you go. See, it pops right out. And then I already did this one, but just pop straight up. Grab the other one and just move it straight up. There they are. This guy should just come right on out. I went to the dealership. They want $16 for it. I'm sure you can get it cheaper somewhere else, but for $16, it's right here. That's that guy. So I'll go get it and we'll see how it looks. All right, here at the Kia dealership, picked up a cabin filter. It's been a while since I changed it, and whether you get it on eBay or the Kia dealership, it's $16 at the dealership, so you know, can't get cheaper than that. It probably could. You can get it on eBay, probably a couple bucks cheaper. Then you got to pay shipping, so I don't know if that's worth it. But all right, so now of course this is my other vehicle, and I always want to show it off. It's my BRZ. Drove that to the Kia dealership. So anyway, we'll go back, hook it up, and see what happens. Okay, got the new part. There's the number 81447-4D500. I'm hoping that's the right part. Put it back in, put everything back in reverse, and see what happens. It should be pretty simple. There's nothing tricky. The only thing I would say is make sure you have different types of screwdrivers, Phillips. This little guy with a hook. This one I had a little trouble because it had this, but I have another one that has a little hook to get that pin for the door handle to pull down. That's the trickiest. That's one of the trickiest parts. And then that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. So let me put it all back together in reverse and we'll test it out. Okay, putting it together now. I ran into a little bit of a snag. The window would not come all the way down, and I'm like, what's going on? Remember that window frame that's like a frame, plastic frame that goes from here to here? Make sure that the cable that we had to take out goes this way. What happens when I put it back together, I got lazy and just connected it and then put this plastic frame there. One reason this plastic frame is there is to make sure that cable goes around and out of the way of the window, and then the window just slid back down. So that seems to be okay. Another trick, so that was the first trick, make sure this cable goes around this plastic frame, window frame. This one, it has like a place where it could be adjusted, so I kind of remember it being on this side. I'm gonna have to go back to the tape just to make sure, but definitely has like, you can also put it over here, and then it has where it might have been there at one point, but it looks, I think it was on this side. Everything else just snapped right in, and looks I had to go back to the tape to see where this one fit, and it looks like it was in the middle, and I guess it's got an adjustment where you can have it in 3 different positions. So we'll that was 2 things I ran into, so it should help you out. Okay, I had to take it apart again because the handle outside was loose, and I'm like, what in the world? And sure enough, okay, so when I don't know if it's too dark in here, let's see if you can see it. There, that's the hook, and I guess when I put the frame in, this part over here, this part right here was not in all the way, so I had to push it in, get this frame out, make sure that's nice and tight, and that way when I pull the door, it has a nice pull to it. So just make sure when you're doing everything in reverse, everything goes the way it's supposed to go. So alright, that should be it. Now put everything back together again. The plastic door should be the easiest part. Okay, some final thoughts. First of all, the big test. Push the button, the door doesn't get stuck, closes right up, seems to be a nice fit. Pull the handle, the door opens up. Alright, and everything's back in. So I'm guessing this will probably not be the last time that I do this. Okay, final thoughts here. The things you definitely need are, you need different sets of Phillips screwdrivers. You need this little one to get to the back. You need the one I don't have, but if you have this one with a little hook, it's easier to get that washer, that lock washer that goes in here right from the bottom. With that little hook, I would just hooked it up and just took it right down. I use this one, you can get it out, but it was a little more of a hassle. 10mm is all you need. This is the part, this is the DC motor actuator, whatever this thing is. I guess it's motor actuator, that's what's on there. A glove for that sticky part. You definitely don't want that sticky stuff on you, even though I still got it on me. And one more thing. When I first put the door together, from the inside it would close, but not from the outside it would just beep 3 times. And I was like, wait a minute, did I forget to hook something up? It must have done some kind of cycle where it powered itself, because after running, turning the power off, turning power on from the inside, and what I'm talking about is that, turning that on and off. Once I did that a couple times, it seemed to like re-engage. So there, the things that didn't work were this button and this handle. It would beep 3 times, and that was kind of odd until it like cycled through, and then once it cycled through, then it was opening and closing on its own. So there you go, 2008 Kia Sedona, still going strong. A couple things, you know, here and there on this car, but it's a very good car. We use it on vacation all the time. I hooked up a hitch, I guess, to pull our RV. And the RV is a pop-up. It's the biggest pop-up. It's about 2,800 pounds, and this thing can pull about that much, about 3,200 actually it's rated for. And so we use this all the time. Put in some screens in here, and that's in another video where, you know, you watch movies. But good vehicle, and just, you know, little things here and there that, you know, will go in and out. So that wasn't too bad. All right, till the next video.